Thank you for joining me. I am Daryl Powell, and I am the owner of Cornerstone Cages. Now, we also have a rabbitry. We have rabbits. We do Californians. That's what we focus our attention on. And so we sell a lot of 4-H FFA kits to the kids. And in fact, my youngest daughter is still in 4-H, and so she'll be showing this year. But I want to show you what process I teach the kids to do every day. As soon as they get the kits, just get in this routine and do this every day. Now, they would put these kits ideally in each hole. So if you have 6 kits and you have 6 different holes, a hole is going to be a compartment in that cage. So, you know, we sell a 4 and 5 hole cage, or you can get 2, 3 hole cages, that kind of thing. And in that way, you can regulate how much food they eat, and in some shows require that they keep track of even the water. So there has to be a water bottle, and they have to document that kind of information. But primarily what I want to do today is show you how to pull the kit out, check it for DQs, set it up, weigh it, go through that process. And so we'll go through 2 or 3 rabbits, and you'll be able to see what you should do each and every day. If you don't do this initially when you have the kits for 5 weeks, at least do it every few days, because you want to keep track of their weights, number one. Number two, whenever you get down to those last 2 weeks, you really need to keep track of those weights. So I would say you have to do it every day then. Because if you're overweight, well, you can't use that kit in the show. And so you may end up not having a meat pen, even if you started off with 5 kits. So let's go ahead and we'll get that process. Let me go grab a rabbit real quick. Now, typically, these rabbits would be 1 per hole. These are still with their mama. These will actually going to be leaving the rabbitry here in just a couple of days to one of our customers. So this is about the perfect size that is going to be going to someone, and they're going to start working with these little bunnies. So we're going to have the kit sitting there. I'm left-handed. I'm somewhat ambidextrous, so I'm not sure if this is left or right, but I use my left hand, and my forefinger, I put it between the ears, and I'm going to put my right hand back behind the kit, and I'm just going to move the kit back and support the hind end with my right hand. Now, they need to have 4 nails in the back, and they need 5 in the front. They have a dew claw. They have a split lip, and so you're going to pull those lips back, and you're going to make sure there's no chipped tooth and that all the teeth are good, and so on. So you can set this kit up, and you can move them to the left or to the right. Now, they should, when they're getting set up, a little bit more difficult with the smaller rabbit like this. This front paw should be even with the eyeball, and the back paw, the back foot, should be even with the arch of the back. And so that would be the process on these little rascals. And so you can tuck those feet in, squish it up just a little bit where we're lined up, and this is how a rabbit should be set up. So now that we've set that rabbit up, what we're going to do, and you could do the weighing first, you could do it afterwards, it doesn't really matter. And so this kit's a little on the light side at 25.2. So typically at 5 weeks, when we're going to sell these kits for the kids to take them home and start raising them for the following 5 weeks, and then they're 10 weeks old whenever they have the show, I like to have the kits right at 32 ounces, so 2 pounds. And then they really start putting on the weight after that. So we're pretty much done with this kit. We can just kind of look it over a little bit and that kind of thing, and mess around with it. There's a happy medium when it comes to the kits as far as handling them. You don't want to handle them so much that they're just playing and they're playing, and so whenever the judge pulls out those 3 kits, they start wanting to play and not setting for that judge. Now, I haven't worked with these rabbits, so I'm kind of glad that the kid is sitting here and cooperating. But there are times that I've heard breeders tell their customers not to get the rabbits out except for once a week to weigh them, and that's it. Don't mess with them otherwise. They really need to know that process. Some judges at the shows will check for DQs, others don't. Since you do not know that judge, you want to make sure that there aren't any DQs on this kit. So I'm going to go ahead and just leave this kit here. I would normally put the kit back into its hole, but there is an advantage to do this. To go ahead and leave the kit sitting here. Another thing that you can do is that if they all have the same tattoo when they've been validated, is you can put colors or different colors as far as Sharpies are concerned, or you can just write a number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, however many kits that you have, and keep track of them that way. And of course, it's written down on your piece of paper. I'm going to leave this one here, and I will show you why here in just a moment. So we're going to take another kit out, and this time I'll just go ahead and I'll weigh it. Let's say, okay, now we're talking. This one is going to be 34.2. That's a little bit more of what we're looking for. And so this one here may be kind of the runt of the litter, but we go through this same process. I'm going to tuck that rabbit under a little bit, just setting it up, just wanting to kind of, take a look at it and get it used to this process. Under most circumstances, that kit's just going to shove their head into your hand and just like it's hiding, like it's found its little cubby hole. So let's flip it over and take a look. Everything's looking good on this kit. 4 in the back, 5 in the front. Teeth look good. One of the things that you want to train your kids to do, or if you're watching this and you're going to be, you're in 4-H, FFA, and you're going to be showing kits, is that you want to learn everything you can about that particular breed. If you have New Zealand's, Palominos, whatever that is, chinchillas, whatever you're showing, these are all Californians. You want to know everything about that breed and about that rabbit that you can get your hands on. And so it's very possible that that judge will say, tell me everything you know about a rabbit. And you want to be able to just start just spilling your guts. And you got everything that you can talk about under the sun about a rabbit. Their gestation, 31 days. You put in a nest box at 28 days. And about the nails and the eyes, they start naming out DQs. And all the nails need to be the same color and so on. And so, anything and everything that you can think of, and he'll probably just finally say, okay, that sounds good. Now, for our shows around here, you get a ribbon, but that's okay. That goes towards scholarship points and so on. So let me grab another kit. Come here. And I'll show you why I'm going to go ahead and get 3 out at the same time. So if we were doing this, these 2 kits would be put up, or at least I have them numbered. You can see how this one's kind of fighting me a little bit and not absolutely cooperating to begin with. And so that's good that you kind of see that. Let's see whenever I check for DQs how it acts. Well, I'm going to say that they fight. So if they fight, just let go of them. It's no problem. Let them flip over and then just pull them over again until you can get them to rest in your hand and be okay. So we would go through this process just the same with this kit. We're going to put it in here, and now we're 33.7. So that's within half an ounce of one another. It's also very good if you can get them within 2 ounces. Now, when it really comes down to showing rabbits, it's going to be comp. It's going to be the composition. But for those of you who are just starting out, use the scale. Now, I don't care if you've been doing meat pens for 10 years, you still need a scale because you do not want to go overweight. Most of the shows around us are now 5.5 pounds. It might be only 5 pounds. And so you don't want them to be overweight. Okay, so here's something that the judge might do. He sets this one up, then he sets this one up, and boy, can we tell a difference between these kids. I definitely pulled a runt. And he might want to step back and look at them. And so he's looking at these kids. Now, if they're wanting to play and you've played with them a lot, guess what they're doing? They're running all over the place. And here the judge is trying to get them to sit. And, you know, this one's running off here and there. And he's trying to get them all together. And he's trying to find that grand champion. And he may have the grand champion. But guess what? They're not staying still. They're not sitting for the judge so he can compare. Because what you're wanting is 3 peas in a pod. You want those rabbits to be identical. And so I can talk a little bit more about that in another video and what judges are often looking for. But this is the process that you should go through. They're sitting just so perfect for me right now. Go figure. But anyways, they're sitting there. They're cooperating. They're being nice. And that's exactly what you want. So it does not hurt to do this, I don't know, every few days. You're getting each of them out individually every day. And then every few days, pull 3 of those out at the same time. Make sure you've marked their ears so you know which one's which. And set them up like this, right next to one another, so that you can make that comparison. And hopefully they'll be obedient and they'll sit there and cooperate, because that's what you want for the judge. If this rabbit's going to be pulling on its head and saying, hey, stop holding my head down, then it's going to make it look long in the shoulders. And it's those types of things that are very important as far as training your kids to cooperate and do exactly what you want them to do for the judge. So, if you have any questions, certainly put them in the comments down below. And I'd love it if you subscribe and also like and give us a thumbs up. And y'all have a great day.